Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's session on Soul Sensei. We're so happy to have you all here with us. For anyone who's new to Soul Sensei is a space built for healing, growth, and real connection. We host live sessions and guided practices to help you all reconnect with yourself through energy work, meditation, and spiritual exploration, all with some truly amazing guides and teachers. Before we begin today's session, I would request each one of you present here to kindly turn your cameras on. Having your cameras on creates a great sense of community and it always helps our leaders connect with you all better. So, if we can have some cameras switched on, some faces on the screen, that would be wonderful. And for all those who are turning their cameras on, wonderful, wonderful to see you all. Thank you so much. For the flow of the session, we will start with a short introduction, and then towards the end, the floor can be open for some reflections or questions. Without any further ado, I want to welcome our leader, Shynee Narang. Shynee is a yoga guide, NLP coach, and a wellness educator with over 8 years of experience. She combines the principle of yoga, mindfulness, and NLP to create and help individuals achieve balance, clarity, and holistic well being. It's wonderful and an honor to have you here, Shiny. Over to you, wishing everyone a very calm and a soulful session ahead.
Thank you so much, Ravina. So if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me? Perfect. And if you can hear me, then please switch on your cameras, the ones who are off camera, because I truly believe if we are connected and I can see you, you can see me, you'll be able to take back everything that we are here for. So I would like to start the session by a few minutes of deep breathing to connect with ourselves, because in my understanding, this is not an easy space to be in. The topic that we are going to address is very deep in our hearts. So we first take a minute, place your right hand on the chest, left hand on the belly. Leave your phones a little to the side, it's okay. Keep your spine upright and gently close your eyes. Take a conscious breath and inhale deep into your belly. As you breathe in, expand your lungs, expand your belly. Fill air inside yourself. And as you breathe out, simply let go of the breath. Few more times. Inhale, expand. Exhale, let go. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe in a little more than your capacity. Inhale a little more. And breathe out very slowly. Feel your breath. Slow down the breath. Gently bring your palms together, rub your palms. Generate some warmth in the palms. And cover the eyes. Give this warmth to your eyes, to your face. And in your own time, you can open the eyes. Namaste, everybody. Thank you for coming and attending this session. Today, I am going to be sharing everything from a space of a person, a child who has gone through something very deep. So I don't want to mention my degree or my education or my certifications because none of those matter. What matters is I've lived this whole thing for the last 40 years of my life, and this is my truth. So whatever you will hear from me, it's coming from my personal journey, and I will share everything honestly with you without any filters. And towards the end of the session, I would request you to stay back and share your concerns, questions, observations, whatever you want to share. We will be taking questions. I'll be more than happy to understand your perspective. So please stay and let's do this together. Okay. So let me start by asking and confirming that I know we all are here because somewhere down the line, our experience with our parents have not been very pleasant. There has been some emotional turmoil, some heaviness, some unresolved tension, which is still in your heart, either with respect to one of your parent or both your parents. And you have been looking for a solution. You have tried many things. You have tried talking, healing, conversations, confrontations, but nothing much has happened. So give me a thumbs up if you feel yes, this has been exactly the case. And you've gone through this and you're still feeling that heaviness. Or you can type just yes in the chat box for me to confirm that we all are on the same page. There has been a lot of effort from your end to fix things, but nothing much has happened. Is that true? And how it's showing up for us? Just look at this slide and tell me how many of you have any one or all of these symptoms. You have developed some gut issues, digestion issues, sleep issues. It's very difficult for you to sleep, or you feel you're aging faster. You're always tired or you're low on energy. Females probably are going through a lot of hormonal imbalance. You are seeing your hair and skin is getting more dry, and you're not able to focus on work. And either you're too agitated or not, or just completely numb. Some people are saying all of this is happening. I feel you. Seema, Preeti, I totally feel you. And these are the symptoms which are common, let me tell you, because this is rooted into something very deep, which you will find out in just few minutes. So let's first understand what would have happened. And I would like you to pay very close attention to this part of the session because this will answer a lot of things for you. Lot of things. Probably you'll have a sigh of relief like, oh, this is the reason why, I am what I am. So I want you to focus on this part and then we'll come to the solution. These are my assumptions, and I'm assuming that one or all of these might have happened. First thing, give me a yes in the chat box if you were constantly compared when you were growing up as a child. Your parents were always saying, look at your cousin, look at your sister, look at your brother, this person, that person, they're doing so well. Why can't you do so well? And you grew up with a deep rooted belief that you're not good enough. So, as a result, when you grew up in your adulthood, you were chasing validation and perfection that, hey, somebody please tell me I'm good enough and I'm fine. This could be one possibility. A lot of people could relate to this. Second option or second possibility is you were made to feel responsible for your parents' emotions, which means don't cry, mom will feel hurt or dad will feel hurt, or papa is already stressed, don't trouble him. You were always told that you actually are the reason why your parents are feeling a certain way. So, as a result, you became an emotional caretaker. You felt it's your responsibility to take care of everybody's emotions. And as you grew up, Probably you suppressed your needs and you have a lot of guilt if you have to say no to your parents because you always prioritize your parents' emotions before yours. If this resonates with you, just type yes in the chat box. If not, it's okay because each parenting style is different. Some things would probably resonate, some things won't. Like a lot of people have experienced this, including me. Also, there's a possibility that your achievements were either ignored or were never enough. Maybe you did your best, you scored very well, you were good in extracurricular activities, you tried doing the best, but your parents were like, okay, this is all right, but what do we do with it? Or they were never happy with whatever you did. You were always expected to do better, better, and better. So you, as an adult, learned that love is conditional. It's tied to performance. Only if I perform well, only if I score well, only if I top the class, I will be loved. And this became the story of your life. I know I see Mr. Shah reflecting on it like, was it true for me? It's okay. You can think about it. If this applies to you, okay. If it doesn't, there could be a possibility that you were scolded or punished for expressing your emotions when you were a child, which means you were told, don't cry, don't express anger, don't do this, don't do that. Why are you so sensitive? And you were told to hide your pain, hide your anger, hide all your emotions, to suppress all your emotions. And eventually, in your adulthood, you became a person who gets shut down. Was it true for you, Preeti ma'am? Yeah. So you were shut down and you're like, okay, I can't reveal how I'm feeling. Was it true for you, Priya? Yeah. There is a possibility. Or you were told to act mature beyond your age, which really happened in my case. Like you had to understand the adult problems, manage your siblings, take care of the house, or maybe contribute financially as well from a very early age. Or you were the person who were like, okay, there's a lot of responsibility that came your way. And you were like, what do I do? And as a child or maybe as a teenager, you did not even know how to process all of that. So in your adulthood, you became hyper independent. Hyper independent, as in you will not be able to ask help from others and you can't lean on other people because you are always thinking whatever needs to be done has to be done by myself. Yeah. Or, yes, like Sukanya is saying, there's a lot of age gap between my sibling and me. So, obviously, you were asked to act more mature and therefore everything became like, okay, I need to fix this. In your adulthood, you might be facing a lot of issues in collaborating and leaning on with other people or asking for help. Now you know where it's coming from. Yes, Priya, I resonate with this. Or there's a possibility that you witnessed a lot of conflict or cold silence between your parents. Physical, verbal fights, something that you cannot take. And even if you weren't involved in the fight, you became that person that, tension was always there. You always became that person that you felt that, was it because of me? Or you made a perception that this is marriage. Fight is equal to marriage, or conflict is equal to marriage, or drama is equal to marriage. And you have developed a very wrong notion of how a relationship would be like. And yes, I read a comment, somebody said it's still going on. It's still going on. After 41 years of my life, it's still going on. If you were to see my house, it's the same story till today. But a lot of things shifted for me, and I will share my personal story as well. I realized this much later that what I had to do in this whole episode. But yes, I see a lot of people, you know, experiencing this. Or there's a possibility that growing up you felt unseen, unheard, or invisible. This happens very often with a middle child that people, all the parents give a lot of love to the younger one and, a lot of care to the first one, but the middle child mostly feel that I don't even exist. Maybe the parents were there. Even if you were not a middle child, the parents were physically present, but not available for you, not emotionally available for you. So you felt that your parents are too busy, too distracted, and not there when you needed them. As a result, you felt abandoned कि मुझे कोई छोड़ के चला गया या मुझे कोई देख ही नहीं रहा है. And that abandoned wound led you to actually do a lot of people pleasing in your adulthood because you would make sure you will do anything to ensure that you are seen. So you always prioritize other people's feeling, other people's emotions, please them, say yes when you or should be saying a no. And you felt that, I need more attention because my existence, my identity is, a question mark in my own head. And that could have happened. Or there is a possibility that your parents imposed their unfulfilled dreams to you, onto you. Like they could not become the doctor or the CA or the lawyer. And they said, no, I want you to take this up and go ahead. I know different parents have different parenting styles. So, like Shada is saying, yes, some people said no, that's absolutely okay. Just see what resonates with you. But in such cases, what happens is you feel disconnected from your own purpose and you don't even know whether you're taking on your parents' purpose or their dream, or are you operating from your own instinct or your own dreams, which always remains a question mark in you. Or there's a possibility that you were only appreciated when you were quiet or you were very good. So you always were told, very good, you kept quiet. You were awarded when you were obedient, not when you expressed yourself. So as an adult, you fear conflict and you avoid the conflicts. You don't want to actually bring up things because you said, okay, keeping quiet is the answer. And you equated love with that. This brings up a lot of issues because you have a difficulty in your adulthood setting boundaries, or you feel selfish when you think about yourself because you were always told to just behave well. And there is a possibility that you grew up with an emotionally unpredictable parent. What I mean by that is one day your mother or father is very happy and the other day very angry. One day you were given a lot of love and the other day you were scolded very badly. So there was a huge, mismatch and there was a lot of fluctuations and inconsistency and you had no idea whether your parents really loved you or not. As a result, in your adulthood, you became hyper vigilant, which means you always thinking, did I say something wrong to my mother or father? Did I do something wrong? Should I be noticing their shift in emotions? Someday they're happy, someday they're not. So you became very anxious growing up because you were always thinking, is my mom okay? Is my dad okay? Did I do something? And you had no idea how would they react the next moment. So you were very tensed inside. Now, I'm saying some of this might apply to you, or maybe many of it will apply to you. Even if one aspect resonated with you, just give me a yes in the chat box so I know we are on the same page. Thank you. Thank you for your patience as well. Now, what has happened? Different parenting styles has resulted into different, conditions, and therefore we all have come up with different kind of coping mechanisms. What is a coping mechanism? A way to operate with which we can feel safe internally. That's called a coping mechanism. We all became something or the other, hypervigilant, anxious, shut down, people pleasers, avoiding conflicts, so on and so forth. Now, I want to ask you, you know this, and you have been trying your level best to work on it. I want to simply ask you what all you have already tried and it didn't work for you. Just share it in the chat box. आप क्या क्या कोशिशें कर चुके हो जो नाकामयाब रही? Talking doesn't help, discussing doesn't help, rebelling doesn't help, spoken openly with my parents, ignoring doesn't help. Did you guys take therapy? Did you guys go to like yeah, Reiki? Couldn't forgive till now. Totally understandable. Please share because everybody in the room will understand that they are not alone and they're going through something very similar. Yes, Anupama. Till 3 weeks back, I was insulted. Totally understandable. Fighting, confrontation, talking, counseling, all of that doesn't help. Doesn't help. If you've forgiven everything, you would not have been sitting here. You would not have come to seek a solution, to be honest. Then life would have been very good. Let me just ask you something very simple. Can each one of you recall an experience from your childhood where you can see one of your parent or both your parents very clearly and describe that scene in your head, how it went? Maybe a tragic incident, maybe a very painful incident, but you can think of that and say, okay, this happened in this moment. I was doing this. My parent or parents replied like this. Can each one of you recall one incident? Just give me a hand or your yes. Any one incident from your childhood. Anyone. Where is this incident coming from? It's in your memory. Happens every day, it never stops. Correct? Because it's in your memory. It is stored inside you. When you're talking and verbalizing and trying to solve it with words, your body and your mind doesn't forget what has happened. जो पास्ट में हुआ, आपके शरीर, आपके मन को, आपकी आत्मा को वो याद है. बिल्कुल याद है. So that system remembers that. The problem with all the other therapies that you're trying to take and trying to work this out is they do not erase the memories. The residue is still inside because you have acquired all of that and kept it inside your nervous system. All these experiences that have been accumulated over a period of time are stored in you. So if I ask you to close your eyes and think of a memory, you will immediately go back to that point because it's alive inside you. Dr. Yogita, is it a yes or a no? That instance is still inside you? Yeah. The problem is that we experience life with our five senses. We have a visual imagery of that. We can remember the dialogues that our parent or parents have said, and we can remember how it felt in our bodies when we had gone through that. So when this information is in your nervous system, the only answer is to heal the nervous system. That's the only way out. And it is not just in the mind. It's not just about, I have a memory and I can erase it. No, your body remembers it. Each and every cell of the body registers it and stores it. So if you're seeking a solution to this, the answer is reset your nervous system. Work on that information which your body is carrying. Have you heard this statement? Body keeps a score. How many of you have heard this? Yes, body keeps a score, which also means that it is just not about memory, that I'm going back to the past memories. It's about the body living that experience again and again. And therefore, no amount of talking, therapy, confrontation, silence, ignorance will help. It won't, because the data is deep inside all the layers inside. In yoga, we say we have five bodies, five layers or koshas. The physical body, breath body, thoughts and emotions, intuition and wisdom, and the soul. And the data has gone deep inside us. So if you're trying to just talk it out, the mind is only getting a verbal, you know, I use the word a verbal interaction, but it's not getting a solution. So did you all understand why it's not been solved so far? Because the data is deep inside us. Now, can somebody tell me, if I was to heal my nervous system, what should I be doing? Affirmations? Okay, let's do an affirmation. I forgive my parents and everything happened great. Thank you, God. It's fine. Everything is okay. Will it help? How do we let go of the past? Understanding what? Good, Sakshi Bhav. Great. So now you have an understanding of the scene, but what to do now? Your nervous system still has the information. Very good. Cut the cord, but your nervous system still has the information. Yeah. Let me tell you, I tried so many methods, so many ways, and I finally realized that it is very simple, very, very simple. And I know it is not a one-day job. A lot of you might be expecting that I'm going to give you a trick or a instant solution and it'll solve everything. I am sorry, I don't have one. I'm being upfront and honest with you. I am not a dealer. I'm not here to tell you that, buy this and buy that and you will be out of your misery or suffering. There is no such pill I have to give you. मेरे पास कोई ऐसा instant trick hack solution नहीं है. Because it took me years to find peace within. It took me years of work to actually make peace with the whole story. But I know for sure that it is something that you also can do. Because if I could do, you can also do. And nervous system healing requires healing of your physical body, your mind, your breath, and every other element that is involved in it. It's not a one-day process. And also, it's not like a 15-minute process that I can teach you right away and it'll be done. It does take time. That's why we have also scheduled another longer session on Saturday. So come learn everything, because everything cannot be taught in one go. Something that I've learned over a period of like so many years, I cannot just tell you, okay, take 5 minutes and do it. Not possible. I wish I wish there was a pill. My suffering would have ended long ago, but there's no such pill. It will take work. And if you are willing to put in that work, then stay with me. Does this resonate? Give me a thumbs up or a yes in the chat box. I don't have any fake promises to give you. I'm telling you the honest truth. Thank you. Thank you. We'll speak about this, but thank you, Jaya. Jaya is like, yes, I agree. We'll speak about it. And let me start this whole answering this. whole question at how do we heal the nervous system, I would say it starts with forgiveness. No matter how many therapies you take, how many efforts you make, if you're carrying a grudge, your nervous system is never going to heal. And that's the truth. A lot of you have said, we tried forgiveness, we tried forgiveness. Let's do one more meditation today before we proceed and then see how we feel. I want you to put your pen and papers aside, glasses aside, place your right hand on the chest, left hand on the belly again. Sit with your spine upright and close your eyes. Take a moment to connect with yourself. Do it for yourself because you are the one who's seeking the solution. If you really want these past, these old memories to vanish, or at least make peace with it, simply observe and come to this moment. Keep your eyes closed. Take a deep breath. And I want you to repeat after me. Priyanka, close your eyes. Observe, breathe. I want you to repeat each sentence after me. Dear Divine, thank you for the experiences. Thank you for all the things that came my way. Thank you for all those instances that made me realize what I should and what I should not be doing. Thank you for the wisdom and thank you for the awareness. Thank you for showing me what was not right. And thank you for showing me what should not be repeated. I now feel assured and supported because I now know better. I know there are lessons I have received in this journey. I know the fact that the set of parents I have been blessed with is also part of your divine plan. My parents, whether in physical form or not, came to teach me the lessons my soul had agreed and signed up to learn. These are the lessons which I needed to evolve and to become a better human being. So my parents were playing a part and a very important role in my soul's evolution. It may not feel that way because it came with a lot of pain and suffering. But what I have learned during this journey is something that was needed. I needed the exact experiences I had gone through. So my parents were not at fault. And today I decide to forgive them, to let go, take a deep breath and repeat, I forgive my parents. I forgive my parents. I forgive my parents. Take another deep breath. Gently rub your palms. Generate some warmth in the palms. And close your eyes. Cover your eyes. Look at the palms. Gently open the eyes. Take your time. Let me know how you're feeling. It will not happen in one day. It will not happen in 1 hour. It's not as simple. But if you practice this on regular basis, your subconscious mind will register this. It will result into a state where these words will come back to you again and again on the days when you are actually experiencing a painful memory. And it will take time. But more than anything else, let me tell you, the truth is forgiveness is the real therapy. It is the real answer. But yes, I would love to meet you all on the session on Saturday so that I can share more inputs about healing the nervous system. Because of the time limitation, we cannot put everything together in a like a 30-minute, 40-minute session. We would be having a detailed session on Saturday, at least 1.5 to 2 hour long session. So that is something I would request you to come for so that we can actually learn more ways to heal ourselves. With this, I'll open the forum for the questions. So you can type in your questions. We'll be happy to answer. Thank you, Jaya. Thank you so much. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna read through certain questions, so I'm gonna pick something that's more generic so everybody can find their answers. Thank you, Jaya. Thank you, Jaya. If you could clear that 1% also through this activity, I'm glad. It's all divine's plan. Okay. Sukanya, it's a very good question. Sukanya has asked if we forgiveness, does forgiveness means we start talking back to them and again get hurt? No. The first problem is not talking results into a lot of damage, internal damage. If you're not in conversation with your parents, it's going to hurt you. Take a break, that's fine. But that break is much needed so that you can first heal yourself. You can find your center, and you will probably realize that whatever your parents did, they did, without knowing a lot of things. They are also human beings. We see our parents as, you know, who are there as like the epitome of good behavior or the best human beings. But the fact is, your parents are as human as you are, with their own fears, with their own insecurities, with their own challenges. So they themselves, a lot of times, do not know how to do and what to do for you. They think they're doing best for you. Sometimes they're not. But with whatever understanding they have, they operate from the same. And it may not work in your favor every time. They sometimes think that by comparing you with other children, they're motivating you, but it may not work. So their parenting styles cannot be changed. What can only be changed is that you decide that these are the things I do not wish to happen in future again. At least if I have a child or if I choose to have a child, I will never want my child to go through the same thing that I've gone through. So you are the decision maker who decides that from tomorrow, I'm not going to replicate this pattern. I will not do what my parents did. So you become a better person. And I will not say that you stop talking to them. I would say heal yourself and find yourself so that once you resume conversation, you are coming from a space of sharing and giving and helping, and not from a space where you're hurt. But because if you are hurt, you're going to hurt them as well. Hurt people, hurt people. It's very simple. Next question I have is from Reshma. Okay. Reshma said that, she's been doing forgiveness, but the challenge is the pain that's caused by the parents, which is still happening, comes with the action, which is really killing me. They showed hatred to my kids as well. Um, it may sound harsh, but in such a case, Reshma, you have to cut off from them for a while. You have to space out, move to a different house, city, whatever helps, but there needs to be a space, because if the actions are act not just actions, the intent or the emotions is full of hatred, You cannot solve that equation while being in the equation. It may sound harsh, but that is the only solution in this case. वो स्टेप लेना ही पड़ेगा आपको. um, Rakhi, can you elaborate? You said you joined because you wanted to know more about the prayer. Which prayer are you referring to? Anupama, I never said that today's session is gonna, you know, take away the pain. I've been repeatedly saying that it's not gonna happen in one session. In fact, that is the only thing I said, that I don't have a pill to give you. Forgiveness will reduce the intensity. If you do it regularly, it will really help. You're absolutely right. But to be able to fully come back to center and in a peaceful state, you will have to heal the nervous system. And it will take time. अनुपमा जी, आई नो कि आपकी एज में तो बल्कि और भी गहरा होगा शायद ये, because you are a person who has lived much longer than I have, and there is a lot more that has happened in your life. मैं जानती हूँ ये बात, and probably it's very deep rooted. So for you, it will probably take little longer, but I'll be very honest with you, it's not complicated. It's a very simple practice. You work with yourself, you work with your breath, with your body, heal the nervous system, and you will see gradually you will receive the divine light and the divine grace, which will automatically do things and everything will fall in place. वो खुद ब खुद होता चला जाएगा फिर. थोड़ा समय लगेगा मैम, but that is true. Preeti's asking, can we have this forgiveness prayer? Uh, Teen Soul Sensei is going to share the recording with all of you. So you can play this recording again and again and revisit this meditation that we did, the forgiveness meditation we did today, and continue with it. Because it's going to be very helpful if you listen to that words again and again. It goes into your deeper, system and helps you remember that forgiveness is the real therapy. Um, Goheka saying wanted to say this to divine, this to divine every day. Yes, I resonate with you, Goheka. Anupama, I'm happy if your pain is less now. Janki saying I had tears and felt light. Thank you, Janki. You were open and receptive to the divine light, divine message. I felt a lot of energy in my system as well. While I was sharing this, my whole body was like moving internally, and I could feel that we all were connected while I was saying whatever was given to me. Next question, Girija is asking, how do we know have karmic debt? Girija, there is no way you can find out whether this is a karmic debt or a karmic situation. Yes, there is one thing for sure, that the work needs to be done inside. Whatever needs to happen has to happen through you and by you. You are blessed. You are blessed beyond measure. We don't even have any idea how much grace, how many blessings we are receiving every single day. And the fact that you are here in the session and thinking and trying to solve it is also a blessing. That you're working towards it, that you showed up for this and you want to solve it. Because you know deep down that you don't want to keep any grudges for your parents. आप अपने माँ बाप के प्रति कोई भी ऐसा भाव रखना नहीं चाहते जिससे आपको या उनको तकलीफ हो. And you know this, and that's why you're here, and that's why I know that you're a human being who wants to do the best. If it was your karma, their karma, nobody knows. What we actually know is we need to come back to a state of peace. And I'm not saying happiness, I'm saying peace. So that आपका मन शांत हो. You are at that state where you are saying, okay, whatever happened was for my best. So I really don't know whether it is a karmic debt or not, but definitely your parents have a huge role to play, especially with this group in our journey. Our parents have a very huge role to play. Next question is by Shada. If I do not do what my family expect and choose what I want, I feel guilty and bad that I'm hurting them. Shada, this is coming from a childhood conditioning because you've always prioritized your parents' happiness. And then if you think about your health and happiness, it feels like a burden or it feels like guilt. The first emotion that comes in is guilt. And this is exactly what we have been trying to talk about, that it is probably not the right thing. If you're choosing yourself, and you're feeling guilty, that means you have been conditioned that your feelings don't matter, which is not the case, which is absolutely not the case. In fact, Shada, for you, it's even more important to stand up and say, I feel a certain way, I'm going to stick to that. It's even more important for you to put your foot down and say, no. See, understand this, there is a divine soul in your parents' physical body, and there's a divine soul in your body as well. Now, you can't say one soul is more important than the other soul. No, everybody is important. And if you're hurting your own soul because you want to please another, you're actually doing violence, ahimsa, towards yourself. So, your feelings matter, my love. Prioritize them. Next question is, do I discuss my issues with my parents, with my kids? Uh, how do you pronounce your name? Gina? So you can unmute and tell me. Maybe that option is not there. Okay, I hear you. I do
Jana,
not.
can you hear me?
So yeah, now I can hear you.
Jana.
Jana.
Yeah.
Okay, Jana, what exactly are you referring to? What kind of issues?
The I'm the second child. By the way, I'm 57 years old and I have adult kids. But yeah, my opinion not being considered always, it's the eldest child whose opinion is mattered, or the male child in the family whose opinion matters. And always put down secondary, second girl, born after the first girl, not really that important, spare. Because of which I sometimes feel I overindulge with my children because I never want them to feel one smaller than the other because I have a male and a female, like a son and a daughter. So sometimes I feel I overindulge, I overcare, I'm over-concerned. And I do try to explain to my children that maybe it has to do with the fact that I was ignored. I'm just trying to put a little in a nutshell. It's bigger than that, but just to make it short.
I totally get that. I think the more time you will spend with yourself, it'll become simpler because the attention that you never received, you need to give that to yourself first. And trust me, nobody
Right.
is going to come and do it for you.
Right.
And in all honesty, if you're thinking you're overprotecting and overgiving and overcaring for your children, then you are. Otherwise, this thought would not have crossed your mind.
Oh, that's wise. That's something to think about.
Yeah, otherwise you would not have been questioning it, no? The fact that you're questioning is that there is something there. So rather than focusing on that,
Yeah.
first bring all your attention to yourself.
Yeah, you made the statement that when you are choosing yourself and you feel guilty, you just made the statement 5 minutes ago. When you choose yourself and you feel guilty, I can't remember what you said next, but I was wondering whether that is
You're
part of the
doing
trauma.
you're doing ahimsa in a way to yourself because you're ignoring yourself, your own
So
feelings.
that's because it's part of the trauma, right?
It is. It's very much a part of the trauma. It's part of your childhood conditioning. And we've always been told, I could not really do things that I wanted to do because I always thought that, oh shit, what my parents will think about it. Even though my actions were good and I had good intentions and they would have resulted into good outcomes also, I was still living with a lot of guilt because I wasn't sure. I always prioritized their feelings, their emotions, their thoughts, their thinking, their biases, their perceptions before my feelings. Always. And it
Right.
just came to a point that I did not even live my life the way I wanted to. And
Yeah.
inside me, I was just always questioning, why am I doing this? Like, why I'm suffering so much? I know I can do so much. I can explore so much. I have good intentions, but nothing. I could not do a single thing. I was just sinking into guilt. And guilt and shame, let me tell you, is the lowest emotion in the spectrum of all the emotions. The frequency of guilt is so low that it just
Absolutely.
drains you.
Absolutely. You never know when it's right, when it's wrong. And I also tend to overshare with my kids is because I couldn't be that with my parents. And I'm saying overshare, but I do not know because I want to be humble about this, but both my kids are like very good human beings. They are doing extremely well in every domain of their life. And I do believe it is because I have allowed them to be open, very open compared to most Indian parents. And this is because I was not allowed to be open around mine.
I said that
This,
we always
this I
try to
would
do
like to share with
things.
the
Yeah.
others.
The reason why whatever we do in this whole area of our life with respect to relationship with our parents and kids, whatever we do, we basically come from the source that if that hurt me as a child, I will make sure I won't repeat the same to my kids. Because growing up, you felt unseen, unheard, or like spare is the word you used, which means
Yeah,
that you do not want your children to feel like a spare.
of course.
Yeah, so that is the reason it's even more important for us to heal so that we can actually be the right role models that our children deserve.
Yes, I feel like, and this is what I like to share with you. And probably I'm like 10, 20 years older than you, probably. It's very insightful, whatever you said. I picked up a bit here and there. But yes, I would like to tell the other parents too, because for us, it was around our parents, we are like walking on eggshells.
Always.
And this is not a kind of an ambience or an atmosphere you have to create for our kids
Kids.
today who are open to so much more in the outside world. So you have to be as interactive with them and as open with them as possible.
And in more than your kids, it's for you first. Like a lot of time you see what's happening. It was about
True.
parents, it was about kids. We forget ourselves in the picture. Like we just don't realize that the person who needs care right now is you.
Absolutely, because most of us here probably will have aging parents, and we cannot catch them on anything at the moment now. I mean, because they are aging, we can't say things to them, and you cannot correct things by having discussions with them.
You don't
Correct?
even have to correct anything. You
Yeah, you have
just
to
have
look
to
after yourself. Yeah,
find this person that you see in the mirror every day.
absolutely right.
Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely right.
Yeah,
Thank you for listening.
thank you.
Thank you.
I'll just take a couple of more questions. It's already 9. We'll be sharing the recording, Jasleen, so you can revisit that meditation again.
Yeah.
Um, Priya is saying, I got my answer in this session. Forgive and don't forget. If their karma continues, just stop engaging and keep yourself and your family out of it. Uh, Priya, but I would still say send them blessings. Your parents did the best that they could. It may not feel that way because we carry a lot of hurt, but I would still say send them blessings. They really need it. They really need a lot more blessings than we think because they are suffering themselves internally. Like I said, hurt people hurt people. Yes, Preeti, tell me. You can unmute. You're on mute right now. Avina, can you unmute Preeti? Yes, I can hear you,
Hi,
Preeti.
hi. I've been trying to find the solution to this problem, and I'm just trying to understand the thing also. And last 1 year was very difficult, you know, and for both sides, the parents and the daughter. And eventually, when somebody used to say, "Ki send blessings," I used to be like, how can I send blessing to a person who has been always constantly hurting me right from the first day of my birth?
Yeah,
So now, after doing all the process and everything, when now you use this word, now I understand. Yes, because now I understand they must have also gone through something and they had no one to speak to about their trauma, and we are blessed in a way that we can discuss. We have a social media, we have a platform where we can discuss our traumas and what we are going through. So we should try now, not we, but I am trying to understand, maybe my mother also went through all these things. एंड क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं तो वो फ्रस्ट्रेशन निकलेगी, तो जो आपका सबसे
बिल्कुल
ज्यादा
निकलेगी।
कमजोर कड़ी होती है उसी पे निकलती है.
ये सच है।
So when you said na send blessings, now this is something, yes, she needs those things. My
She
parents
really
needs.
needs, she really needs blessing. Because
Yes,
imagine now, most of us, and I'm just speaking for everybody, our, especially our mothers, have gone through a very difficult childhood and marriage. Always suppressed, घर की नौकरानी समझ के रखा था बहुत सालों तक. They're always there for the children and the husband and everybody in the family member, but they never found any time for themselves. Their identity was about the family. They were not allowed to go out, to work, to earn, to have friends, nothing. And can you imagine how that life would be? And sometimes I look at that generation like they are not at fault. They're really
yes,
not at fault. And like I said, our parents are also human beings with their own set of fears, insecurities, and sufferings that they have gone through. Like my parents did not have an easy childhood, especially my father had a very troubled childhood when he was growing up. And now I see his pattern and I'm like, he was not at fault. So every time when he says something which really triggers me, I find that moment of reflection that Shiny, okay, you first need to see him as a human being and
yes,
then later see him as a father.
father.
But when I see him as a human being, I said, oh my God, I think he needs a tight hug. He
Yes,
really needs a lot of love. He's hurting and he's in so much of pain inside. And I really now the only thing that I do is whenever I meet him, I just tell him, Papa, I really love you. Although there have been a lot of instances in my life where I had terrible fights with my father, and I do not agree with a lot of his, perspectives, but I still tell him that no matter how many disagreements we have, I really, really, really love you. Because I see him as a human being first now, and that just changed the whole thing. So yes, send
exactly.
them blessings.
In fact, I would like to share, like, for last 2 3 years I've been telling my mom the same thing, that please prioritize yourself, your health is being at stake. So Eventually she gets so bugged up and she says to मुझे मेरे पति के खिलाफ भड़का रही है. Can you believe that?
बहुत बार
I said,
बहुत बार सुनने को मिला. So can you see how deep rooted conditioning this
yes,
is?
yes, yes. I said, Mama, God has given you one life. Please live your life. Don't
But
just
it's a,
to
instead of like preaching doesn't really help. Let me be honest. I try to talk to my mother about a lot of things, but I realize that she doesn't feel the same way I feel.
yes.
So the best thing to do is you set an example and let your parents mirror it if they feel that is a good thing to do.
Hmm.
Otherwise, don't force them. अगर आपको देख के वो बदलते हैं तो अच्छी बात है. लेकिन अगर उनको नहीं लग रहा है, if they don't feel that there's a need, it's okay.
I feel helpless at times, seeing their
It's not
condition.
your karma.
No,
It's
it's not
not
help.
your karma to
I
actually
understand.
change their conditioning or take them
Exactly.
out of this state of mind. ये आपका रोल नहीं है. वो पीछे बाबा जी बैठे हैं ना, वो देख लेंगे. I see that. Don't worry. The divine up there is doing its part.
Yes,
You do
yes.
your part.
And I send you also a lot of blessings because you're doing a wonderful work.
I am not doing anything. I just follow his instructions and just tell him, you tell me what needs to be done. I'll just follow. I'm a sevak. I simply
Hmm.
bow down and say, आपको जो सेवा लेनी है मुझसे ले लो. I'm here
Ah,
to just share whatever I have gone through because I know I had a very painful childhood. I always saw my parents fighting all my life. They continue fighting, and I just do not know what to do. So I just request the divine that please just show me the path. And if my
hmm.
experience can help somebody and they can find a moment of relief through this, I'll be more than happy to share it till the last breath of my life. That's all.
Thank you,
Sharing
Shiny.
is
Thank you
left.
so much.
Thank you,
And lots
Kirti.
of blessings to you. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we'll close the session here. And you all are most welcome to join us on Saturday evening. We will be sharing more information about the healing. Whatever I've learned in my journey, I'll just put forward for all of you as it is. So, looking forward.
Thank you, Shiny, for such a wonderful session. Thank you all who joined us live. Hoping to see you all for Shiny's session on 7th of Feb at 7 p.m. Uh, the link will be put up. Do check it out. It was wonderful having you all. See you again soon. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a great
Thank you
day.
for staying. Thank you, everybody.
7th Feb, 7 p.m. See you all. Thank you. Thank you all for joining.